Hey everybody, it's Doug Green and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News, and I'm very pleased to have with me Ben Chodor, CEO of CallRevu. Ben, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, Doug, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
So this is interesting. This is one of the first conversations we're having in a string of conversations about vCon, but also about the automotive industry and how the automotive industry is actually taking a lead role in developing new processes and new ideas, and new technologies to help really everybody in our industry do a better job. So Ben, first of all, what is CallRevu?
So CallRevu is a company that specializes in automotive. And just to give you a little scope is in the United States, there's about 17,000 what they call franchise auto dealerships. These are ones that say like Mercedes and Audi. That's called a franchise. About 6,000 of our customers. And what we do for these is every single call that comes in on sales and service, inbound and outbound, we record and using our AI, instantly transcribe it, summarize it, give them notes and alerts to help them close the deal, create better intimacy with their customers, whether it's on the sales or service side. Really, at the end of the day, we try to show dealerships where their blind spots are, where they need to improve, what their customers are saying, where the trends are. And at the end of the day, if a dealer uses our technology, they'll sell between 5 and 10% more cars, and they'll get 5 and 10% more service appointments and build better customer intimacy. And one of the unique things, a year and a half ago, in May of 24, we acquired a company called Total CX that, using NetSapient, built a phone system that's already in 1,500 dealerships. And our process was, if we're already doing it in 6,000 dealerships, all the sales and service, why wouldn't we want to do every single call? So we can give those same insights, no matter if it's in the finance department, the parts department, doesn't matter where it is. And we've been having tremendous success.
Ben, you know, when this is an industry that's taken the long walk from being very analog.
Yes.
And you were just saying now it's very digital. Yep. It's very data driven. It's not what you may think.
Yep. Look, there used to be that commercial like, this isn't your dad's Oldsmobile or GM,
right? I remember that. Yes.
I look at it this way, is when I was growing up, you think of a car dealership, some guy started with a used car dealership and then maybe got a Toyota dealership and eventually grew. And then the next generation had like 20 or 30 dealerships of all different. We're on the third generation because cars haven't been around a long time, but not that long. Yeah. 3 generations later, these are MBAs who went to Harvard, they went to Yale, they went to Stanford. They have 50, 100 rooftops. That's what they call each of the dealerships. And really, at the end of the day, they're hundreds of $1 billion-dollar organizations. A lot of them are even publicly traded. They live on data. They live on what the data is going to help them build better customer intimacy, sell more cars, better service. And then the manufacturers, the OEMs, the GMs, the Audis, the Volvos of the world, they are super data driven. They're not just about how many more cars are we going to sell? What is the customer thinking? How are we going to get them to come back in the dealership? How are we going to have them do service in our dealership? So it all lives in data. And on our side, we take in, with our phone system, over 1 billion calls a year we're bringing in, and we're transcribing and giving them actionable insights and data every single day. So,
Ben, explain to me how all this is connected to the vCon story.
Well, so it basically is. We are vCon before vCon in a way. Like everything we do, if you think about vCon, how we take in the calls, what we do with that, what we do, and how we transcribe it, how the AI takes it and creates a process, how it then goes back to the manufacturer, it goes back to the dealer, so they can better engage with the customer in real time. But at the end of the day, it's all about the call, right? Like the gold seal in every single dealership isn't text and isn't email, even though they're important. When a phone call happens, it's 7 to 10 times more valuable than any other message. So you better have the right flow, you better have the right process, you better have the right security in place. It's key for not only the success of your business, the survival of their business.
Because after all, this is for most consumers and even businesses, right? Businesses buy automobiles. It's an important, huge purchase. And it's almost an emotional purchase, but I'm hearing here is somehow a marriage between all that and analytical data.
Absolutely. And look, it's one of the two largest purchases that anyone makes anywhere globally they make, right? Your home and
basically,
your automobile.
Yeah.
And if you're a two-car home family, it's sometimes even more. And think how many even renters. It's not even home. Renters, you use cars. Everyone
buys cars.
Everyone buys cars.
And you know, it's a huge market also. What I call the white man van, right? The many people that earn a living coming out to do your roof, HVAC, and so on, rely on a vehicle.
And that's even more so now than ever. Look, there's, you know, we were talking off before we started this. Look, Mercedes has a whole division, Sprinter, and they're not making them part of their normal dealerships. They're opening up a separate dealership. It is a huge business. It's like a lot of people aren't buying rooftop. If you're a plumber, you might not have a store anymore, but you definitely have a van that holds all your equipment and has your name on the side. It's your traveling billboard. It's your traveling office. More important than ever before.
Ben, I hope you don't mind me saying this. Literally, as we were setting up, you talked to a customer and you talked about how the data that you're collecting can help opportunities such as upselling, cross-selling, and so on. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
So think about it. On the service side, you call in to get an oil change. Right? Let's use that as an example.
I'll find it. Thank you.
If you're not well trained on the dealer side, you're going to go, great. Well, Tuesday, 3 o'clock, let's do it. But what's the opportunity you missed? Oh, I'm looking at the records here. It's time for you to get a tire rotation. Or, hey, you know, you haven't got your 360 check in this long. All the upsell opportunities, you do a really good job with that, then they're going to be happy. They're going to buy their next car. But where it's going with the technology, and even if you see it here, AI, genetic. If think about DVAs, digital voice assistants, the AI. Dealerships aren't open 24/7. So if I want to schedule an oil change at 10 p.m., why can't I call a dealer and have an AI agent take the call in seamlessly, schedule it, send me my reminders? More revenue for the dealership. Or what about if it's really busy at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? I don't have enough people in the sales department. Instead of it going to voicemail, because if it goes to voicemail and you don't call back right away, I'm one click away from calling another dealership. If an AI agent answers and goes, hey, you know, Doug is busy at this moment. He's going to get back to you. What car are you looking for? Let me send you information on it. And then when Doug calls you back, he has all the information. It's about better customer engagement. And if you get them, if they call you, engage with them. Or on the other side of it, when there's a recall, you normally what a dealership would have is people in their back office making phone calls to everyone about recalls. What happens if you have an AI agent reach out to everyone and go, hey, it's a safety issue. Why don't you come in for your change, you know, for the fix? And while you're here, let's do something else. All about customer engagement, and the data tells you what's happening.
Does that data create cross development? In other words, it develops let's say, information about me, and giving the dealership a better way to talk to me about my next purchase?
Oh, think about it. So I know that Doug has come in here and he's bought Volkswagen, bought 2 Volkswagens with us. Gets all of his service here, does everything. I also know that one of his cars is coming off a lease in a month. I know his other car has maybe a year left in the lease. When you call in for service, I know everything about you. And I could sit there and go, hey, Doug, it looks like one of your leases is coming up. Why don't you come in? We'll do everything. And guess what? We'll let you trade it in 3 months early, and we'll keep it at the same price. Better engagement with the customer. You know how they like to talk, because we've analyzed every single phone call. We know who they've dealt with in the past. We know what issues they've had, because we've all had issues with our cars and our car dealers at one point. I get to know what to fix. I know last time you might have not really been happy with the service. Here's what we're going to do to fix it. We're going to give you a free oil change. It allows you to have all that information on the screen while you're having that conversation. And also what it allows you to do is give you reminders, because I can't remember everything that happened in my 5-year or 10-year relationship with Doug. Remember that Doug's birthday is here. Remember that Doug likes the color blue. He hates the color yellow. Like, just little tools that will have better engagement. That's really what it's all about.
Ben, do you see, now tell me a little bit about the relationship between CallRevu and what you're doing and Crexendo NetSapiens.
So our phone system is built 100% on NetSapien. But we basically took, I don't want to say off the shelf technology, but we took it and we customized it for the auto dealership. So all of our call tracking is now embedded into it. So it gives you unique. And everyone goes, well, it does, every phone system does transcripts and does summaries. Auto is very specific. There is so much that goes on there. Oil changes, cars, repairs, models. There's so many different models of cars. There's different customers. There's buying, there's leasing, there's finance, there's parts. There's so much going on. We're the only ones who have actually taken the base NetSapient product and customized it for auto, because we were built, our company was built from auto dealers. It just makes sense that we understand it better.
Ben, as we wrap up our brief podcast today, do you see the things you guys have developed as transportable into other industries, maybe such as healthcare, maybe industrial functions and so on?
So we think there's a lot more green space in auto and auto adjacent. We just started getting into motorsport. We just got into RV. We just got into golf carts and Harley. We just are launching in the UK and in Latin America. So far, we're only in North America. But yes, it would fit ideally in home improvement, right? Healthcare is ideal, real estate, finance. But right now, we know where we're special. Our differentiator is we understand the auto and anything with tires, right? Anything that moves, we really understand that space. We're going to, for the next few years, we're going to put our heads down and focus on continuing to grow that market and dominating.
And I normally don't hear those words at events like this. Everything but tires.
Yep, I know that. You see, and I taught you something today, Doug.
Yep, I've learned a lot. Where can we learn more about CallRevu?
Just go to www.CallRevu, and it's CallRevu.com. Check me out on LinkedIn. My name is Ben Chodor, Chodor. Engage. And look, if you have technologies out there that you think would be ideal in our space, we're always looking for partners. We have 6,000 dealers, and one of the things they count on us for is new products, new solutions. And our net retention is really high because we used to be a company that sold 2 products. Then we added a phone system. Now we have 3 products, and now we have a 4th product and a training tool to make them better. If you have something you think our dealerships could use, please bring it to us, because we have this audience that keeps on coming to us going, how do we get better with our customers?
Ben, I want to thank you again for joining me today. And I hope we get to have follow-up podcasts, all very interesting information. Good luck on also the vCon project as well.
Thank you so much.